is a tweet that is blowing up on Twitter right now about the British press, and a journalist wanted to know why UK celebrities are all flocking to Oprah, all flocking to the US. Apparently she needs the obvious spelt out to her, or she knows and is just trolling. I believe that there is a mini smear campaign going on against Adele at the moment because she has spoken up for Meghan and Harry and definitely is not playing ball with the UK press. She even resides in the US, so she has no reason to. She has a big enough fan base in the UK that she doesn't necessarily need to bow down to the press. She will still make plenty of album sales. Adele is one of the most successful and celebrated British artists across the globe for the last decade. Probably the only other act that I can think of that comes close to her reach would be One Direction. But if we're talking about British artists, she is the artist of the moment right now. And what do you see across the British media? Slagging her off, complaining about her, instead of just celebrating her success and celebrating the fact that Britain has someone who is taking her music, taking her voice to the world stage. No, we've got to bring her down. I mean, you had the King Clown out here who literally is not relevant without slagging a famous woman off, do a whole article about Adele and then make it about Meghan. It's beyond pathetic, and I think eventually we're going to have to come to an agreement to actually just ignore the King Clown, because he clearly just loves the attention and it's the only thing keeping him relevant. And if people like the King Clown are the best that Britain has to offer in terms of interviewers, of course British celebrities are going to want to go to the US. Of course they're going to want to go to Oprah, because they know that Oprah isn't going to turn around and stab you in the back. I've spoken before on this channel about British tall poppy syndrome and how the class structure elevates people who are of a certain upbringing, a certain background. Even if they have no real talent and didn't work hard for their fortunes, they had their fortunes handed to them, while working class people who work their way up and succeed through hard work and talent are built up with the sole intention of bringing them back down to the cold, hard ground. And what makes it even more crazy is that the British press have created a culture in Britain where they can manipulate other normal working class people to also join in with that national bullying, which has become a national sport. Alexandra Burke is another example. She was one of the most interesting, talented and successful acts to come out of that glorified karaoke show, X Factor. She was everything a show like that is meant to give a platform to. And while she's done very well for herself, she has not escaped the wrath of the British press despite never being problematic. It was actually one of the royal rodents, Dan Wootton, who went after her, and it severely impacted her mental health to the point where she claimed she had to actually get therapy to deal with the way that she was being attacked when she landed a spot on Strictly Come Dancing. That's a huge show here in the UK. She was a contestant and she was far too excellent and too confident for Dan Wootton's liking, and he decided to go after her. She's a perfect example of someone who, with the right team, would have been hugely successful overseas. And there's so many more examples. The British press don't want a cordial relationship with celebrities. They want a relationship where they can abuse and control you, mock you, bash you around, and you just have to take it. Interesting, they never have that amount of energy for the nonces and perverts. So once British stars make it big, why wouldn't they go to Hollywood? Why wouldn't they go to Oprah? The stage and paychecks are bigger, the network of creatives is bigger, opportunities are plenty, and they celebrate success. They celebrate self-made wealth. And whatever you think of Hollywood and the whole showbiz world and its shenanigans, what they have created is an industry, an ecosystem that serves a lot of people. It gives a lot of people jobs and opportunities. You don't have to be an A-lister to benefit from that system. You can be at the bottom of the barrel, a Z-lister with no talent, and still be doing incredibly well for yourself. When you watch shows like the Oscars, it's not just the nominees and the movies, it's the catering companies for those parties, it's the designers getting exposure, it's the talk show commentators, the interviewers, it's the jobs and opportunities for people, it's the chance to say, this is what our industry can do, this is what the American entertainment industry has to offer, and so everybody wants to make it big in the US, because if you can charm the US, you can charm the world. And even if you only manage to charm the US, that's a big enough audience to fill your pockets to the rafters. The UK can't compete or compare, and it's not because, as some people may argue, the market is smaller, it's because the vision is smaller, minds are smaller. Britain is not set up to nurture and celebrate an Oprah or an Ellen or a Steve Jobs, all these big names, because as soon as you reach a certain level, they break you down and expect you to bow down. Even if you get to the top, you are still expected to go and bow down and get your nice little trinket. Look, we've welcomed you into the club. We've given you a CBE or an OBE or whatever it is. But you better know that you cannot ever stand tall or stand above us, because we will bring you back down to the ground. We don't have an equivalent to Oprah in the UK. And in any case, the British press did nothing but go after Oprah after the Sussex interview was announced. They tried to downplay her influence. It was just very, very insulting. But I thought it would be fun to read out some of the responses to this tweet. It just shows that people get it and people are starting to see how untrustworthy and vile the British tabloid press is. So, your tabloids don't believe in boundaries, and hate started from the bottom. Now we're here, people, immensely, and the gullible public swallow every word. Defamatory tabloid articles and rumours discussed like news on British morning shows, lack of global reach, journalists and editors who operate at the level of a mean high school clique from an outside perspective. So true. What do you expect when the British media pick and choose who they want to uplift? All they do is look for scandal and gossip. They turn every positive into a negative. Do better and you might just start getting interviews. Another one said, well, the British media adds to their anxiety. Why would they want to talk to them? LOL. Hell, look at how the British media is responding to the interviews. They ripped the Sussex and Adele's interview apart. He's a person of colour, so the UK will never acknowledge his talents. They hate to see white Brits succeed, and they definitely will not allow a person of colour to reach the pinnacle of his or her career. In the words of one of your supposed journalists, Penny Jura, we tolerate success in the UK. In America, success is glorified. Now, why would any well-to-do person stay in Britain and not move to America where their success is appreciated? Good effing luck, LOL. The way the tabloid press builds people to knock them down, British culture doesn't celebrate success, it destroys it, keeps it below a glass ceiling, or elevating mediocrity and posh toffs through the class system. You guys are too busy creating hate for Meghan instead of cultivating a presence of your own. Because when you think of the British media, you think Piers Morgan, Angela Levin. Most celebrities have friends or associates of colour and are not willing to cast them aside for people like these. If you had anyone of Oprah's calibre, they'd leave the UK for the States, like Tina Brown did. Looking at the sour headlines after Adele's interview, where everything becomes a nasty dig because she's doing her job to promote her album, you can see why celebs ignore you. Exactly, they should be interviewed by Checks Notes, Anton Deck, Lorraine Wilbury Schofield. Your own is Piers Morgan. There is no one qualified on this beans on toast country. And Facts and 2 Cents podcast, hey, they said the same reason everyone who is successful leave your cesspool island. You in the British press are deplorable, despicable, disgraceful, disgusting, vile, racist, narcissistic, abusive bullies and stalkers. No one wants to be around you. No one wants your toxic mess in their life. And I think this one just sums it up the best. The British media has blood on its hands. Princess Diana, Amy Winehouse, and Caroline Flack, to name a few. Also, look at how the British media treated Freddie Mercury of Queen as he was dying. You are the worst, most corrupt, and most untrusted media in the West. So there you have it, no lies detected. Now, I am aware of a certain documentary that is airing this evening. I will watch it. I have some suspicions about this documentary, but I will report back and let you know what I think, because there's just something very shady in the winds. But that's all for now, my lovelies. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's beginning to look a lot like we might hit 5k before Christmas, and that would make me very, very, very happy to get 5k subscribers before Christmas. So if you haven't yet subscribed and you watch my videos regularly, according to my YouTube statistics, 50% of you who watch regularly are not subscribers. So please do hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.